Hi.
Hello, and how's it going, Wilder?
It's going pretty good. How about with you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It hasn't been so hot as of late, so that's been a good thing. And I kind of
Supposed to
like
be
those
more
cloud
heat
covers
coming
from the,
soon.
yeah, for sure. It's Sunday. I am Steven, and uh, with me, as always, is of course Wilder. And today on Let the Geek Flag Fly, in case you can't tell by what Wilder's wearing, is Harry Potter.
My thing says head girl, see, because I'm the best.
You're gonna get a lot of horrible comments on that.
Hufflepuff is freaking amazing. You guys can all suck a duck.
Oh, Hufflepuff, huh?
So, how did you get into Harry Potter?
Um, so Harry Potter's been out for quite some time, and I remember when Order of the Phoenix came out in the book. I was traveling at the time and at the Atlanta airport, and they actually released it that day, and I bought it that day, hardcover, and um, man, I loved every moment of that book. Of course, the movies and everything like that that came out. I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed the actors. I enjoyed the cinematography. Everything about it was just. It's a good, entertaining story, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. How about yourself?
So when the books first came out, I was just getting into that reading level, and they were still a little advanced for me. So my mom bought two copies of the first Harry Potter book, and we practiced reading it together. And then every book after that, well, that was the only book we practiced reading together. After that, she just read all of the books to me. And that went all the way up until high school. Then then she's gotten me every year when the illustrated version comes out, she's gotten me those books. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do this with my kid. I'm going to read to her. So she has these awesome memories. And of course, I've read to her. But every time I tried to read Harry Potter to her, she was like, oh, no, stop, stop. But now she's read Harry Potter more than I have. She's an obsessive reader. So she's reread it like 200 times. She's gotten to the point where she just skips to her favorite parts in the book and reads those. And every night when she goes to sleep, she's listening to a Harry Potter podcast. She's obsessed now.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love that absolutely immensely. When kids read, the future is so much brighter. We definitely need to have more of a reading generation when it comes to kids. So why Hufflepuff?
Because it's who I am. How Hufflepuffs get a bad rep, but we're known for being friendly and hungry. And I feel like those words definitely describe me. I do think that a lot of people relate to more than one house. So I consider myself a Huffledore, Hufflepuff first, Gryffindor second. A lot of the tests I take give me Gryffindor,
Gotcha,
but I just relate to
gotcha.
Hufflepuff a lot more. They live right next to the kitchen. That seems like the best place to live. So what house are you?
Oh, I'm Gryffindor all the way.
How basic.
100%. Yeah, I'll be basic.
Have you been to the Wizarding World at all?
I have not. I I've
That's
seen lots of
disappointing.
different videos, but yeah, no, I definitely someplace I want to go. Need to do that. Need to do Disney. Just need to get the funds and the time.
they're building the Ministry of Magic, adding on to the park. So now there'll be a set of 3 little Harry Potter parks. It's really
Wow, the ministry.
at Universal in Florida. I haven't been to the one in California, but the one in Florida, they have 2 Harry Potter parks. They have Hogsmeade, and then they have the Hogwarts town and area, and Diagon Alley. That's what it is. Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley. And what you can do to get from one to the other is you have to like show that you bought tickets to both parks. And then you go on the Hogwarts Express, and it's this little train, and it does move you, but not as far as it makes it seem like it moves you. And when you're on there in the windows and stuff, they have like the trolley witch go by, and the toad hops on your window. Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron are just chatting outside of your little room. It's a pretty cool transport. You could always just walk to the other park, but that's
Nice.
way longer.
Do you get to go through 9 3/4?
So they have a little 9 3/4 area that you can, because there's not a place where you're going from the Muggle world into there really, because you're starting off in either Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade and you're going to the other place. But within the train station area, they have this little thing where I'm assuming it's set up with mirrors or something, and you can walk through it. And when someone's watching you from the other side, it looks like you're walking through the wall. And that's
Cool.
platform 9 3/4. It's pretty cool. They
That
have,
is awesome.
sorry, what?
I said that is awesome.
I think I talked about it on the first episode about my wand that I got from there, from Ollivander's Wand Shop, where the wand chooses you. It's a pretty cool
What is
experience.
your wand?
Oh, I don't
What is your
know.
wand
It's
made out of?
expensive. That's what it is. It's the kind that you can interact with the stuff. And I know they told me what it was. There was no chance I was remembering that. They don't give you like a little certificate or anything that says this is what your wand is. It's brown. That's what it is.
Wow.
My kid got Bellatrix Lestrange's wand, and she hasn't broken it yet. I'm amazed.
Wow.
Oh, also at the
So
park,
she
I kept the trash that I have. They have Gilly water for your water. When you buy a water,
nice.
you can just get it. I decided to fill it up to drink it on here.
So your kid got Bellatrix's wand. Does that make her House of Slytherin?
She is a Gryffindor. She started off thinking she was a Hufflepuff like me, and since she's gotten way more into it, she has discovered that she's a Gryffindor. She didn't really, when we first went there, she wasn't as into Harry Potter at the time, but now she would have a bajillion times more fun there than she did before. So I'm excited to get to go back eventually.
We need to
which
raise some
character?
sponsorships. When you
Which character is your spirit animal?
get Hagrid.
Oh, that's a good one. That's solid. Did you know that Hagrid, he had a body double, because when it was close-ups, they used the actor who died. They used him. Then when it was further away, they used this other guy and made him a mask that looked like Hagrid's face. It's really real. And they put it on him. And when they're the further away shots where you see how like big and huge he is, they used a body double for those shots because the actual actor was not
Wow.
a bajillion
Right.
times bigger than everyone else. My
Right.
spirit character is Luna Lovegood. She's just the
Uh,
best. Of course, I love Hermione and all the other characters, but Luna, I was supposed to go to LeakyCon, which is the Harry Potter convention that they do every year, which is now on my kids' to go list. So we'll end up going when
nice.
it's not on, because it was over some weekend this year that I already had something else going on. And Luna, The lady who played Luna Lovegood, I'm so bad with actresses' names, so I'm not even gonna try. She was
It's
supposed to
okay.
be
It's
there,
okay.
and I haven't seen her
Wow.
make an appearance at anything else. I've seen the girl who plays Ginny Weasley at a few Comic Cons. She's going to be at more Comic Cons. She was pregnant last time, and this time when we see her, she won't be pregnant. Of course, Daniel
Okay.
Radcliffe and Hermione Granger. I can't believe I said Harry Potter and Hermione Granger. They're way too famous to make it to any of the Comic Cons I'm going to. How do you feel about the new show that
Good.
they're coming out with?
Cursed Child?
No, that's the book. They're coming out
I
with a new Harry Potter show where they're doing the books in show form to
I
to
have not read about that.
you didn't hear that? It's old news. So they're coming out with a show of Harry Potter for the 7 books, and they want to stay as close to the books as possible when they do it. Chief
Oh
Shut.
wow.
That sounds
What
great.
platform is that coming out?
I don't remember. I just know people are bittersweet about it. We're excited to have something that stays closer to the book so we can get more of that true character development with Ron and Jenny since they were so shallow in the movies. But at the same time, I feel like there was
Right.
a lot of other shows they could have done. I would have loved to see Harry's parents at Hogwarts or the Tale of Snape, the Marauders. There's so many other shows they could have come up with for it. But, you know, it's still an exciting thing, I suppose.
Well, if you can stay close to the books and you take that as your actual jumping off point, like we're gonna do all of book one for one season, and it'll be 10 to 12 episodes. I actually think that's a great idea because there was so much more in the books than there was ever on the screen. Characters they never had a chance to show on screen, relationships, even certain aspects that, even though it didn't relate to the outcome, were still very cool to read about. And it was like, oh, why didn't they put that on the screen? Or why didn't they put that on the screen? Or why didn't they go into that topic? Or why did they combine these two characters? And I honestly think that'd be a great idea, and it'll introduce a whole new generation of people to the Harry Potter franchise with it. I mean, unfortunately, actors age, and Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and oh, what's Ron's name? I forget his name.
Ooh,
It's got
Rupert,
to be.
I think.
Yes, Rupert Grint. Rupert Grint. Thank you. Um, they're not going to be 10 years old anymore.
That's what a lot of people are having a hard time with. We have our visions of what Hermione, Harry, Ron, Hagrid should look like, Malfoy. Other characters are kind of like, eh. But those characters are ingrained at, like, when I read the books, those are who I see when I'm reading them now. I don't see whatever made up character in my head. I see those characters. That's what's going to be hard to
I got you.
embrace with that. But I think it'll be exciting. It'll be a fun time. Did you hear about
I
the
agree.
audiobook
As
that's
long
coming out?
Did I hear about the what?
The audiobook that's coming out?
No.
They made a cast. They have a voice actor cast of 100 people, and they're re-recording the Harry Potter books. Well, the cast of 100 is for the first Harry Potter book. That's a huge cast. I don't know if you listen to audiobooks or our listeners listen to
Oh yeah.
audiobooks,
Oh, yeah.
but that's a huge cast for an audiobook. Usually maybe it's a couple people sometimes, making
Right.
different voices, but it's not
Right.
100 people. That's wild. And I know
Wow. And they're all going to be reading their own. So they're all going to be reading their own parts in the book. They have a
mostly,
part
I
for
don't
every.
think I'm sure there's some people who are reading multiple parts for the smaller parts, but I know Harry, Ron, Hermione, Dumbledore, like those main characters are going to have their own voice actors for the book.
Wow. That
People are
sounds
very
awesome.
I'm very excited. I'm a big audio. I'm listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks right now in the car with my kid. It's like a 2-hour drive to get her down to where her dad lives. So we have a huge chunk of time, and we're on the second Harry Potter book right now. And once that first one comes out, we're gonna re-listen to it with all those voice characters. It's gonna be super fun. She always wants to do a Harry Potter movie marathon. Do you know how many Harry Potter movies there are? A lot, because there's the original 7, and then you have all the Fantastic Beast ones. What did you think of the Fantastic
Right.
Beast ones?
I love them. I love going back and seeing what the Wizarding World was like and how it came to be. And Hogwarts is still the same as always. The
I
one
love
thing that you
seeing
can
all the
depict is
animals.
Hogwarts being the same. Oh
They're
yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
cool. I love how deep we've been able to dive. I know because it's obviously the Fantastic Beasts book and based off all of that, but it's so cool to see that. And then I can't remember his name right now. The guy who takes care of all the animals, he is a fantastic character. I love the
Yeah.
dynamic.
I
It's really cool.
I agree. What do you think about the Cursed Child coming out?
Oh, so they've already done the play and everything. Have you read The Cursed Child at all?
I have not had a chance to read it yet. No.
People like to talk smack, but I feel like it's because a lot of people aren't used to reading a screenplay, and that's what the book is. It's a play, and it's written that way. Being a drama nerd myself,
Mm,
totally used to reading it. In our house, me and my kid, we love The Curse. She's read it like 5 times. I've read it one time, like 5. It's insane. And I think it's really, really cool. I think that Harry named his kids weird things. Have you seen
yeah.
those memes where it's like his dad and Sirius Black and Lupin, and they're all like, "What the fuck? Why did you name him like after the guy who was an asshole to you the whole time?" They say Harry Potter named him
Right.
like a Harry Potter nerd. But the cursed child, it's from his kid and Malfoy's kid's perspective, mostly his kid's perspective, his middle child. I think it's the middle child. I can't keep up. I've only read it once, mind you. One of his kids' perspective, and then Malfoy's kids' perspective, and they're besties. And they are the opposite
Right.
of what their parents are. Malfoy's kid is the sane, like, hey, I don't think we should do this. And Harry Potter's kid is like, everyone hates me. My dad doesn't even love me. And he just cause a huge mess. It's a problem. But it's great. I think it's a great book. I'm excited to see it in live action. I never saw it in play form. I suppose I could have had the opportunity to, but it's hard to motivate yourself to go pay for something so expensive when it doesn't have roller coasters.
Yes, exactly. You gotta have more entertainment. But I love the theater. I too am a theater nerd, and now that you told me that it's written in play format, I really want to watch it, or I really want to read it.
I highly
I did
recommend
see the
it.
rumblings.
You read
I
it.
did see the
We'll
rumblings.
do a podcast about it.
Deal.
Boom.
That'll be fun. See what else is going on with Harry Potter now. You see, we already talked about the audiobook that you said was coming out. The expanded universe.
So that was, I feel like, Fantastic Beasts, Cursed Child, the stuff like that. But on Pottermore, they have an entire like fan fiction world going on. There are so many. I suppose there is for everything we've talked about, I'm sure, where there's just chat boards and stuff where you pretend to be the character, like online LARPings. It's not LARPings, it's not live action, it's just role play. But
Right, right.
still, I love that stuff. It's harder. I don't read a
That's
lot of
awesome.
fan fiction unless it's like the role play kind where it's not involving the main characters because it messes up my mind for what is canon and what is not canon.
Now, how do you feel of the act, or a lot of the community is against J.K. Rowling right now because of her political beliefs and her outspokenness on Twitter. Do you think
I
that's warranted?
I'm always on team you can separate a writer from their works. She doesn't portray that in her books. She doesn't push her political agenda in her books, and that's really what matters to me. It's the same question that people will come at me saying, "Oh, you're going to watch this? Did you hear what this producer did?" I don't care what the producer did. It sucks. They don't know I exist. My opinion on the matter does not matter to them. You can enjoy a person's works without enjoying the person themselves. Now, I get people speaking out against her, like Emma Watson did. And she said that she would never do anything again that earned J.K. Rowling money, and that is her right, and her voice is heard. But people who ignore what J.K. Rowling says is canon because they don't like her opinion on things is stupid. It's her world. What she says goes. As long as she doesn't push her agenda on me, I really don't care. She wrote another
So,
book.
yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, you go finish this topic first, then we'll talk about the other book. Go.
Okay, that's a fair right there. I can enjoy Michael Jackson music because it's amazing without having being a Michael Jackson fan.
Perfect example.
And that's where people really need to stop bickering on things, especially things that are science fiction or fantasy world or things that are just completely made up. It is entertainment. Watch it, be entertained, allow that time to develop, enjoy, and embrace, everything about it. Just go into it with that mindset of, I'm going to be entertained for the next 2 hours. That movie was fun. I'm now a fan of that movie or those books or those rides, those lands, those worlds, everything. It's enjoyable. Enjoy it as a person.
J.K. Rowling wrote another book. It's called The Christmas Pig. And since my kid, it's a kid book, it's a Christmas themed kid book. And since my kid got so into Harry Potter, my mom bought her that book to read. And then my kid made me read it, and it is fantastic. It is nothing like Harry Potter, but it is magical. It's about this little toy pig, and the boy loses his pig, and there's like this whole lost world where all the lost toys go, and he's a human but finds his way into the lost world to try and find his buddy. And I cried and I laughed. I recommend the book. If you don't mind books that are targeted towards maybe early to like I would say early readers. It's not like it's a picture book or anything. Like middle school level, between late elementary school level, I can thoroughly enjoy books like that as long as it's a good story, and it is. At Christmas time, check out her book. It's
Uh,
worth it.
Definitely check it out. That's like that book that came out in the early 2000s called Go the Fox to Sleep. Did you ever read that book?
Is it one of those where it looks like it's a kid's book, but it's actually an adult book?
No, it's a kid's book, and it's a put him to sleep book without having to say it's Go the Fox to Sleep, and the fox is a character, and it just describes the character. But as an adult reading it, the kid's gonna see it as a character. The adult's gonna see it and laugh, and it's gonna be a good time between the kids. It's actually really good. It's really funny, and if you get a chance to check it out, it is really funny and good.
I will have to check it out then, because that sounds funny.
It is. It's hilarious. Well, we are changing up our format a little bit. We want to give you guys more content more frequently. So instead of doing an hour-long show, we're going to start taking our format down to a half an hour show. And what we want to do is we want to start adding a little bit more, um, how would we say it, targeted podcasts here, where instead of going off on 10 different ramblings on 10 different things, we can stay focused on one aspect and go into high details of that one aspect. What I want from our fans out there, and appreciate everybody that's been liking, commenting, sharing, um, enjoying, and reaching out. Let us know what more you want to see. Help us bring some more things to topic. And we're going to start having some contests coming up. We're going to start having some different formats that we can do. And as always, we enjoy being on screen and talking to you guys and answering any questions that you may have.
If you know where to find the Transformers movie that we were talking about, let me know, because I haven't found it on any streaming services.
um, yeah, you might have to go Pirate Bay on that one.
Oh man, I'm not trying to get a virus on my computer.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. If I've got to go down and get a VHS and you and me can stream on the phone together and watch it. It's not a horribly long movie, but there is one scene that is absolutely necessary. And I was so upset with one of my friends the other day who shared this scene on Facebook. We're already in a politically fired climate, and they shared freaking Optimus Prime dying. I'm just like, fuck you, man. No, you cannot do that right now. No.
Well, we will talk about things later in the future, and may the force be ever in your favor.
Live long and use the force. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.